Hi Flosstube, it's Deb from Frog Cottage Designs. This is Flosstube number 5 and today is Monday the 16th of March. I'm a bit late on my Flosstube. I have spent a week in Fiji and now we are under self-isolation for 2 weeks with 4 kids. So we were going to send them back, but because we came back on Friday, or early hours of Saturday morning, the Australian government said anybody arriving from overseas now must be in self-isolation for 14 days. So, oops, sorry, that was me. So the school said no, they'd rather us not come. So I'm stuck at home now for 2 weeks with 4 lovely children. So I have sent them outside to actually play and try and stay away from the house and not be too noisy. So if you hear little giggles or squeals or whatever, then that's the kids. But we had a lovely time in Fiji. We stayed at the Hideaway Resort and my husband and I got married there 10 years ago and it hasn't changed. But this time we took my older daughter Maddie, her boyfriend Ben, hi Benny, for his first overseas trip and he thoroughly enjoyed it. So we stayed at the resort, we did a day trip to South Sea Island, which is an island I haven't been to before, but I love the snorkeling. It's up there with Mana Island snorkeling. So the island is more set up for day trips. It does have limited accommodation, but it's mainly you go there for the day. But it was beautiful. Just at your feet, not far from your feet, there were little fishes, all different colours. They were just gorgeous. So we had a lovely day there. Our other trip was Ben wanted to go deep sea fishing. And since my husband had been on those sort of trips in Fiji before, he said, oh no, I should go because I like to fish. But that was quite an adventure. We were out for, I think 5.5 hours. The first hour and a half, I was starting to think, A, it's hot. B, where are we going? Because they'd go so far one way, then they'd turn and go another way. And they did have lines, about 5 or 6 lines off the back and side of the boat. And I kept watching those, no bites. I'm thinking, this is going to be a great adventure. Then all of a sudden, we found some birds. And what they do is they follow all the birds. What the birds do is all the tuna or the fish, they jump up around on the surface, catching all the little white bait or whatever the small fishes are. And the birds come in onto the scene and try and grab those little fish as well. So we spent most of our time chasing the birds, which was really good because in the end we got 21 bluefin tuna, I think it's called, and they were all fair size, about this big. And one of the other guests from our resort that came with us, he actually caught a yellowfin tuna, and it was about 15-20 kilos. And it took him maybe 15 minutes to get that sucker on board. But we had a great day. We got burnt. And at the end of the day, we gave all the fish to the local village. And Arpo, the other guest, he was Fijian. And his auntie, a member of her village, had died. So he gave her the big tuna to feed all the villagers at the funeral, which was quite nice. And, you know, we got all our enjoyment out of actually catching the fish. So we got home late on Saturday. Early hours of Saturday morning. My kids, we had a lot of errands to run on Saturday, so Saturday was a bit rushed. And yesterday, I live in a small village. It's the oldest gold mining village or town in Australia, and it's called Safala. And it had its annual rebellion on the Turon. And what it is reenactments of early centuries. And so we had all the redcoats trying to lock everybody up. We had prisoners running around. We had ladies all in there, flowing skirts. There was whippings. What do you call those big things? The big guns, cannons. They actually fired those throughout the day to signal different events. But if I can, I'll try and put some videos or some pictures at the end, because we're only a little village and the government doesn't really support our town, or well, out in the village the way they are, so we have to raise our own money. So this is one of the ways that we can pay for insurance and that for our hall and things like that. But other than that, I did a little bit of cross-stitching in Fiji, and I stitched on the plane from Sydney on the way over. But on the way back, the Fijians at Customs took my kid scissors, and I did buy special kid scissors because they were, why did they take? Because they were bigger than 6 centimetres. And for the first time ever, they've taken my actual sewing needles. Excuse me, I only had 2, one in each project, and they took those. So here I am on a 4.5-hour flight where I had planned to do nothing but listen to an audio book and do my stitching. Yeah, I was a bit bored. So what I did was I had some Flosstube recorded on my iPad, so I watched a little bit of that. Watched Doc McStuffins with the girls because we had a couple of episodes on my phone, and other than that I just read a book, so I was quite happy. But I'll get down to stitching. I have 2 finishes, which is really good, or finally finished objects. I have technically no finishes in the last couple of weeks, but I think I have a few closings, but we'll have a look. So the first one that I've done, and I'm still playing with sticky board, this is Ho Ho Holidays by Lizzie Cakes. I think that's cute, little cutie. It's a bit bigger than I thought it would come out, but I still like it. I think it's cute. And the other one is Be Merry by Cottage Needleworks. I think that one was. So I do have some more, but I just haven't finished them. So hopefully in the next fortnight I'll get a few more finishes done. Just say the difference in size. But anyway, I think they're great, and I've been recording these as part of Michelle McGraw and Erica D House. Their excuse me, hashtag is ornament sale 2020. So it's you stitch up 1 ornament per month, and I'm actually been up to date with this. I haven't started one for March, but in my haul I'll show you the little pattern that I've got that came this week, or actually came today, that I'll will stitch up for March. So other than that, I was working on a few whips. One that I've been working on is the Quaker D Nowell by Jardin Prive. And this is a stitch-along I'm doing with Chrissy Stitches, and we're using the hashtag Quaker D Nowell SAL. So I've actually just stitched a bit down here this last fortnight, but I'll have to try and allocate at least two good bouts of stitching per month, or per fortnight on this one, if I want it finished by Christmas. Talking about Chrissy Stitches, just say hi Lily and hi to Noah, because I forgot, out of all Chrissy's kids, I forgot to say hello to Noah last time. So hi Noah. So hope you've been a good girl, Lily, while I've been away, and hopefully I'll see you in the next fortnight or so. Lily's my biggest fan. The other cross stitch I've been working on, which I haven't got a picture, but is my Universal Monster, and I finished Dracula's room. So out of all of those, I'm trying to do at least one room a month now, because I have a lot of Stitchalongs and just trying to do a little bit here and there, but I'm not achieving anything. So I'll actually try and do at least a room on all of them and see how I go. The other one is, that was by Witchy Stitcher too. The other Witchy Stitcher Stitchalong that I'm doing is the Chopping Mall. And this is room, is it room 1? I think it's room 1. So this is Michael Myers from Friday the 13th. And it's his costume shop. So in the shopping mall, I actually finished that. So I was able to do my 2 rooms in this first couple of weeks, so that's good. I'm happy with that. On the plane on the way over, excuse me, I worked on the Stitch Along by Linen and Threads, the Family and Friends. So I'm doing this section here. This is February, so I'm a bit behind. Oh. Okay, in a minute. Someone's splashing her with water. So in this one, on the plane, this little part here, I had stitched from the wrong petal. So I had to undo everything I stitched on the way to Fiji, which is most of all of this section. So I unpicked that and finished that off and did the little medallion. On the actual pattern, they have the initials all throughout. There's little initials of your friends and family. But I just thought I'd wait until the end and see where they are until I decide the initials and where I'll put them. And, you know, if I've got enough space, I'll put my daughter and all her kids' initials in one area. And the same with my daughter-in-law. So, yeah. So I've worked on that. Oh, and this one, I haven't been saying what I've been working on. This is, oh, there it is. 28 count Lavender Sunset. It's a Joblin, even weave on that one. One of the other things I've been trying to do is the Country Cottage Needleworks Cottages of the Month. This is my working copy. You can see it gets a bit rumpled and everything. But I've started March, but I haven't done anything since the 2 nights that I worked on it. So this is on 28 count Sand Lugana, and I bought a big enough piece that I can get at least 6 months worth of cottages on there. So that's all I've done for March so far, but it's going to be on my list because I'd like to at least get it up at least 1 week in March. So that'll be on my priority for this week to work on that. Another one that I started, which I showed you last time, was the Harry Potter book covers. So I actually showed this last video as part of my haul, but I did start it. I didn't get very far. Which way does this go anyway? I think that's at the bottom. But what I did, because I don't know why, but I bought a 25 count even weave, just gridded, but I did some test stitching to try and get coverage, because from a distance I didn't want to see all the white coming through. So I've ended up with 3/2, so 3 strands of DMC, and I'm doing 2/2. I did try and do 1, but it was too small and my eyes just weren't up for it. So Yeah, so that's at the bottom, which is here. That's part I'm working on at the moment. So that's my leap year project. I started that on February the 29th. So I have till next leap year to finish this one. So I love Harry Potter. Yeah. So that's that one. So that's all I worked on in the last 3 weeks. I did actually, sorry, pick this up. I did a little bit on Harry Potter because the second chapter has come out of the Letters from Hogwarts, which is a free stitch along with cunning stitches on Facebook. And chapter 1 is a big banner that just sits in the first area. There he is there. But the banner here, which was the Gryffindor banner with the lion. And underneath is chapter 2, which is, I think I chose air because you can choose your own adventure. And mine is a broomstick, a Quidditch, no, the broomstick, the snitch, and a Quidditch jersey. So that will be at the bottom. So this, I'm going to give this a priority the next fortnight to try and at least get a bit of the frame done and to actually stitch it up. And now we're on self-isolation. I should have a couple of hours every day to be able to bring some of these up to speed, to make some progress on them. So that's Harry Potter. Another one that is a bit neglected that I'd like to put on for the next video, try and finish, is this one is Dairy Darling from Farmhouse Christmas by Little House Needleworks. I'd like to finish that one because it's nearly finished, and if I just give it a couple of hours, or even an hour or two, it should be finished. Trying to, all these Christmas things didn't make last Christmas, so I'm hoping that I can get them finished by this Christmas. Because we're already in the middle of March, it won't take long now. And on the 13th of March, I know I was away, but I wanted to do, I forget what it's called. I'll just have a little look if I wrote it down. Oh, yep, Stitch Halloween 13. On the 13th of every month, I think it's Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World and another Flosstuber are actually working on Halloween projects on the 13th. So this is my Gone Batty. That's all I've done so far because I missed being overseas. I missed this month's allocation, so I'll try and put an hour or two into that to make up. And that's Gone Batty by With Thy Needle and Thread. It's so cute. And I chose not to use the green as they suggested. And I think this is a Sand Lagana. Yep, Sand Lagana. You can see a little bit of the mottle. Yeah, 28 even weave. Yeah, so that's all for my whips so far. 2 neglected or 3 neglected and all the rest. But what I do have to show you now is a bit of haul. Now, I'll just pull this over. I'm part of the Colour of the Month from Fortnight Fabrics in the States by Marriage with Stitches. God, I can't think of the names now. Oh, they're so funny. They do a Flosstube, I think, once a fortnight. They also have a face group now called Fortnight Fabrics, and this is my February arrived. That was my colour. In January it was a pink, and this is February. So March gets posted out this week. So It's a nice piece. I think I get a fat eighth, I think. Yeah. Just trying to increase a bit of the colours in my stash. They also have auctions on a lot of their hand-dyed Ada, linen and even weave. Sorry, I better have a sip. Oh, nice tea. Yeah, so, and when they have excess, they do auctions, I think, once a week or once a fortnight. It's very hard for me to actually participate because it's on a Monday through the day and I'm usually out and about. So, but today I saw some, so I made a few bids, but I'm sure I've been out because I haven't heard anything as yet. I mentioned before the Halloween, the stitching on it, the 13th. This is my little one I've got. It's a Bent Creek. It's a snapper. It's the Broom, Witch and Mousy. So that's the one that I'll do hopefully for the next 13th. But I didn't know when I bought it. It's actually part of a series, and I wonder if I can show you. I could probably show you because there's nothing there. So I bought the little witch here, but there's all these people. So I thought, oh, I really like that. So I've put in an order today for the rest of them to come out. But I thought they were quite cute. That was my haul. Another one was Lizzie Cakes, which is spooky string. So I'm just trying to stock up on some of the 13th. Also my ornament, Christmas ornaments that I do one a month. This is another Lizzie Cake called Merry Friends. And I thought he was so cute because I was looking for bunnies for Easter and spring. And this one came up. So I thought, oh, he'll make a good ornament. So I bought that one. And I know everyone in America has probably stitched this, FFO'd it and everything, but I've only just got my hands on in Australia. Priscilla Blaine and, Hands On Designs, the hip hop chalkful. I really wanted something for Easter, and I don't like, I'm not too keen on stitching Easter eggs and bunnies, but I thought this would be gorgeous for Easter. So now I'll have to pull my finger out and try and stitch it up. But I don't think it's very big. The jar, 69 stitches by 85. So even the little hip hop. What's that? A little bunny and some carrots, maybe, if I can't do the jar. But yeah. I've actually bought one of these for the store as well, for my website. So that'll be on the website this week. Another one that I've put on the web, will be putting on the website this week, but this is my copy, is Spring Fling. Spring Fling. Where do we go? I have loved this one. Somebody was stitching it, but it's taken months to get it from the wholesaler because they've been out of stock. So it's finally come in. So I want to do that for Easter, but I'll leave that for spring now. And our spring is September, so I've got a little bit of time. So I bought that, but from 123 Stitch, I bought Ash Rose Lagana, 25 count. Oh, Deborah, what are you doing? Is it 25 count? Oh, I didn't mean to buy that. I meant to buy 28, but oh, there's the colour. Yeah, so that's the colour I'll use for my Spring Fling. And I actually bought a big piece, so maybe I'll do some other bunny stuff on that. And for my ornaments too, for my ornament sale, I've just picked up some more chalkboard fabric. So this is 16 count. Yeah, just to make some quick Christmas ornaments as part of that stitch along. Oh, that's mine from the actual shop. But I also have been watching a bit of other people's floss tubes and seen a lot of Etsy patterns that I've liked. So I have attacked Etsy a little bit in the last couple of weeks. Before I show you, just want to know, I bought these floss away bags just to keep my fancy floss, you know, your Weeks, your Gast and Classic Colourworks. Not sure how you open these now. But I find I put my threads on a ring. I wonder if I've got some here. And I've just found they just start to look a little bit untidy. These are, once I've finished something, so these ones, stepping stones, what were they? They were from February's Cottage of the Month. That's that dogs, our Dalmatians. My husband must be home. Yeah, and they're just some others that I've worked that I've finished and I just haven't put it back. So I was just thinking, you know, you put one in each bag and put the bag on a ring just to keep it a bit more tidy, as you can see here. Yep. And just want to know, down in the comments, maybe just let me know what you think. I think I'll pause because otherwise the dogs, oh no, they're all right. I'll just quickly finish and show you. Oh. Sorry, show you my Etsy. I've been watching Michelle, is it Michelle Bendy? Or Bendy Stitches? And I love Alice in Wonderland. And I saw this Bendy Stitches, what's it called? Alice's Mad Plant. And I thought, oh, that's a quick little stitch. And I just think that's gorgeous. And I did see she had a Nashville release of another one with Alice. I think it's a literary something. So I'll have a look at that this week and maybe stitch them side by side. She also had one called Moral Compass. Now this was part of her charities. She has a stitchery that she sells for charity. And I have a son at the moment and he's making a few wrong choices at school and everything. And I just thought this might be good just to have stitched up and just, you know, on the door when you walk in or something, just to remind him that, you know, it's all about choice with what we do. But anyway, won't preach. The other one, when I was looking at the Witchy Stitcher, lots of people are stitching a lot of her patterns. And there was one that caught my eye. I'll take it out of here. It's called Not All Witches Live in Salem. So, although we don't have Halloween here, I just love witches and Halloween and Harry Potter and all that sort of stuff. So I just thought that would be a quick stitch. And it wasn't very much. I think she had a sale on actually when I bought it. Because I also bought my daughter loves Hocus Pocus. Look at that. The Spellbook. So cute. So I've bought that as well as actually the Spellbook is from the Witchy Stitcher, but then I wanted to find the other three witches and I found it on Good Morning Maui, a PDF of the three girls. So I'm not sure how I'll incorporate it, but it will be two separate little things. But I was thinking of doing that for my one of my girls. She's just about to have a bub, and I just thought, oh, she loves Hocus Pocus. It's her go-to movie. So I just thought, oh, with everyone giving her baby stuff, that maybe I'll start this for her birthday and just give her something with that. So that was cute. And then think about everyone else, had to think about myself. And I found this one, Guardians of the Galaxy, in the same shop. So it's the Good Morning Maui on Etsy. And I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I love me Groot. I think I've got my little Groot, that game Bop It, where you've got to hit it and twist it or pull it or whatever. I've got a little Groot of that. No one's allowed to touch it because it's mine. Yeah, so, and Star-Lord and that I've got as little key rings on my keys. But yeah, so that's for me. But I'm not sure, maybe I'll do that as bookmarks or something. Not sure what I'm going to do with there. What's that on the back? Yeah, the book. And that's about, oh no, one more thing I've bought is this, the clip chart, which I saw on Priscilla and Chelsea. Chelsea stitches in the car a lot, and she bought this little clip to put on her steering wheel to hold her chart. And I find at night I've got a knot light that comes over, and I was just using a magnet to hold my chart there, but I bought the little clip. It arrived today, so I'll have a play with that tonight. Yeah, I couldn't get in Australia, so I think I got that on Amazon somewhere. Yeah, so that arrived today. But that's all my purchases. But oh well. We'll be in this isolation for 14 days. And hopefully we'll be structured with the kids for schoolwork. My daughter's in year 12. She has a few portfolios she has to finish. So we'll structure the days around doing their homework or whatever work that school gives them. Clean up, and then the afternoons will be our own. So hopefully I'll get a bit of stitching in and catch up on everything. So I hope you have a nice fortnight, and hopefully I'll be back within 2 weeks with lots of stitching to show you. So I'll try and put something at the end of this video on our trip, maybe just a few shots of where we were, nothing major, and and the video of the yellowfin tuna, so we'll see. But if you like my video, please subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know where you're from so I know where my viewers, I suppose I call it, subscribers are from. Any questions you have about Australia or whatever, I'd be really happy to answer and make some new friends. Okay, bye Flosstube.